All right, and what did we go with the Friday reading? Right? We're going to split the soulmate cycle into 12 pieces. What are they thinking and feeling? I'll put the sign names to it, but this ain't your horoscope, and I'm not your fucking astrologer. All right? About 9 out of the 12 should resonate with you. We're just splitting a cycle up. There's text at the top of the description. Explains why there's no timestamps here. Mostly because I didn't have a dumbass attack and forget how energy works. All right? So that being said, nothing exists in isolation, people. All right, there we go. Everything is energy. Everything is connected. Ace of Swords. Somebody's, well, I mean, it's a theme energy. It's just randomly at the bottom. Somebody's thinking about dropping their wall a bit, telling you something. I think I need to tell Steve's viewer something. That, I'm going to be honest with Steve's viewer for once. I think the soulmate journey from Wednesday kind of taught us that it's because you corner them. But okay, sure, we'll take what we can get. All right, here we go. It's a general reading. It may or may not resonate with you. But if the title brought you in here or you found Steve's Love Tarot, you're here for a reason. This reading is timeless. Could be future influence for you. For some of you, it's recent past. All right, we don't clarify this reading. We're just finding out some context of what they're thinking and feeling. Tomorrow in the weekly reading, we ask what actions they're going to take based on this context. That one we clarify. It's the same type of reading. All right, splitting the cycle into 12 pieces. But they're all tied together. About 9 out of the, usually about roughly, give or take, 9 out of the 12 will resonate with you in some way. All right? And you may not know how it resonates with you until later down the road. That's what I mean by future influence. So keep that in mind. Overall energy of everything that's going to fall on the table is the Ace of Wands. Underneath that is the Death card. Something changes very fast. Well, something changes very fast. Somebody does something very quickly that changes everything. Okay? So there might be a little more action in this reading than there normally is. All right? Most closely related to this is where our story begins. Aries, position 1, ends with Pisces, position 12. About 9 out of the 12 should resonate. Let's go. The Queen of Swords. What did I say? What did I fucking say? That is, well, the King of Swords is my king of action. This is my queen of action. It's my queen of truth. I think somebody suddenly tells you something that you didn't know. I think somebody has decided. I have fucking decided to tell Steve's viewer something. Okay? I think they decided. I think they know exactly what they want to do. I'll put that right there. I think that's out of the way. Position 2, Taurus. The Magician. Somebody tells you something. All of this is connected. All of it. Somebody tells you a truth. You see that sword right there? It's right there. Right? I mean, somebody tells you something that changes everything. Somebody has decided that they're ready now. For what? I don't know. It's different for all of you. I don't know. Maybe they're ready to show you their willy. I have no fucking idea. They're ready now. Right? They're ready. Okay. I like this. But again, I'm more interested, if you're trying to lateral think, well, how does this apply to me? It applies to you. It changes your environment in some way. Whatever this person has decided affects your life. It feels like a unilateral decision on their side. Okay? Keep that in mind. All right? All right. So it affects you greatly. It affects you, for them, I don't know what we'll find out more. Gemini, position 3. Again, you see that sword? It's right there. It's right there. I mean, it just keeps getting smaller, though. Knight of Swords. It's the same thing. This person has decided to tell you something. What they have to tell you turns your existence upside down. They have decided to do it. This is what they're thinking and feeling. Tomorrow we pull on the actions. People decide all kinds of things and never do it. So keep that in mind, okay, before you start panicking. But I feel like I'm afraid I'm going to get a Lovers here. And if I get a Lovers here, it means the universe is backing them up. And it's decided that as well that they should. I don't think we're going to get a Lovers here. But if we do, just shut off your video. Go find a cave to hide in and crouch in a corner. Okay? I don't think this is the love. There's no way. There's no way. Okay. Okay. The Four of Wands. All right? Somebody is showing back up here. This is the all signs position. It's Cancer position. It's the hot spot. It's the theme energy of this connection cycle. Right? Now, it bookends over here. I think this is an X or a runner that shows up, or somebody you never thought would show up. There's somebody at a distance who's been gone a while. Right? Made some changes to their style. Right? And I think they show up. I think they've decided to show up, and I think it changes your world, and it makes you have to make some adjustments in some way because of a unilateral decision made on their side. You might be like, well, I didn't ask you to show up, right? I mean, it is what it is. You might get a little angry with them. Somebody over here, it's just, they're showing back. I know this is a good card. I know it is. And I know as I move down the rows, we're going to lose this cohesion. This whole row ties together. And this is for the vast majority of you watching because I've got the bookends of the theme energy here. Okay? It's differing reasons here in the middle. Okay? Somebody's got something to tell you, but everything shatters your world. Everything brings great change. Everything has you making an adjustment. Imagine somebody decided, hey, you know what? I haven't seen you in 40 years. I've come to visit. And they show up at your door, and you've got a spare room, but it's your work room, it's your sewing room or something, your clog dancing rehearsal room. You need to take all that down. You got to take the stage down. You got to make concessions. There's some kind of concessions you have to make because of somebody's decision. It's not surprising in the current energy. Right? Now, whether or not they act on this, we'll find out tomorrow. But I'm just giving you a heads up here. Okay? All right. Somebody's decided you need to know something. Oh, that's never good. Please ask me first if I give a shit. Leo, position 5. All right, the Leo soap opera. Temperance. They're finally coming to terms with something about you. It feels good. It's temperance. They're sitting with it. They can't, it's just there. It's there all day. They go to the store. It's there. They've come to a realization about you. They're sitting with something. Okay? I think this results in communication. Potential communication. I think. My wild card spot, position 6, Virgo. Right? Sometimes you guys show up here, sometimes not. Be interesting if you did, because somebody here, again, this ties to a good number of you, because this is the theme energy, and this whole row is just fused together. I mean, I could just put the cards together forget the spaces in between. 3 swords, yeah. This is you guys. This is 3 swords. I have sat with this for a little while. There's probably an edit here. I have sat with this for a little while, this 3 of swords. It is you guys. I think somebody communicates. I think the easiest way to phrase it is somebody tells you something. And yeah, you got to make some concessions for it, sure. But I think you feel like they've missed the point. It's sort of if I'm to give an extreme example, I gave an example over here. Somebody hasn't seen you in 40 years, and they just decide to show up and stay with you. Hey, can I stay with you? And you got to tear down your whole spare room to make concessions for them. It's somebody not considering, that person, for example, isn't considering the fact that if I haven't called you in 40 years, it's not because I lost your fucking number, right? I probably didn't want to talk to you, right? Maybe you could have asked. There's just this whole element here of whatever somebody's thinking and feeling about you, your response might be, maybe you could have asked me first. Okay? It's a little of that. Could also be somebody shows up and they tell you something you've always wanted to hear, but they're glazing over that. Something about it, this isn't as bad as it looks, but something about it upsets you on some level. Irritates you. It feels more like an irritation to me, although that heart's going to need some work. All right? Position 7, Libra. We'll move on. There's the Lovers. There's the card I was afraid was going to land there. I knew it was going to show up somewhere. We're safe with it here to a point. I think whatever somebody has to tell you, somebody is thinking about confessing feelings for you. And they somehow have it in their mind, and it might be true with the 5D card here with the Major Arcana. It might be true. They feel like they're supported by God, source, the universe, whatever. A higher power is telling them that they need to talk to you and express their feelings to you, okay? And I think it changes something in your environment once they do. As an example, somebody at work tells you they have feelings for you. It can make things awkward. I don't know if you share the feelings or not. I will tell you share a soul connection with this person, so you might. I don't know. But again, whether it's good or bad, you have to move some things around, right? Metaphorically, you have to take down the clog dancing practice stage in your spare room. All right, a little bit of that. Or in my case, change birdie paper several times a day. All right, here we go. Position 8, Scorpio. Chariot. You have affected somebody in a certain way. I wouldn't normally read the Chariot this way. Normally I say it's like part of the soulmate cycle, it's Cancerian energy, or it's determination, or it's charging forward, it's a control thing. There's a little bit of somebody feels guilty about something towards you. There's a little bit of guilt here. Somebody feels guilty about it and they want to fix it. So they're charging towards you to fix something. That's what they're thinking and feeling. I think it's a bit of a ne'er-do-well energy. In other words, you know, the road to hell is paved with good intentions, kind of a thing. I don't know. I'll be curious about that one tomorrow. I may write that down. Okay? All right. Moving out of the way for the 11th dimension coming through. Sagittarius, position 9. Sometimes part of the cycle, sometimes not. Always something interesting. Page of Wands. It's a reversed energy. Well, it's not a reversed energy. It's like that. Somebody attached to you thinks you're a stick in the mud. Somebody attached to you thinks you're being a big baby about something. Okay, that's what I got. I don't know. Don't fucking yell at me. We'll see what actions they take towards you. But I mean, somebody attached to you thinks you're being a big baby, a little bit immature about something. Okay? But I get the impression that they might be going along to get along. You know, it's sort of like if you're in a relationship, just as an example, you're in a relationship, right? And your partner in that relationship is doing something that you don't necessarily think is the right tack. You've got to go along. You've got to back them up. You've got to be on their side, right? There's nothing you can do. I think somebody's going along to get along with you, but I think they think you're being a little immature. Okay, I don't know what to tell you. Don't blame me. That's the energy. Position 10, Capricorn. Queen of Cups, the most love I can pull from the deck. And it's funny because it's feedbacking off that 3 of Swords that I sat with for what felt like an hour. Somebody's thinking about you and telling you something and coming in and hanging out with you, and they're missing a big elephant in the room. Okay, that's the easiest way I can put it. But they do have a lot. I think you have a lot of love for this person, but I think you might be a little bit disappointed, and that's come up in recent readings. I know in the extended it's come up. There's a soul connection that's almost rooted in disappointment. It's probably that connection, okay, on some level. But they do. You have an equal amount of love for each other. I think they're thinking, what you wish they were thinking about and feeling about you is not what they're thinking about and feeling. You're off a little bit. Not a lot, maybe 45 degrees. You know, not like a 180 where you're completely different. It's just a little. All right? Aquarius, position 11, my other wild card spot. Sometimes you guys show up here as well. Hierophant. The easiest way for me to phrase this is not you guys showing up here. Somebody attached to you is thinking about leaving somebody, or leaving a job, leaving a person, leaving a hobby, leaving a town, thinking about moving. I mean, I'm just riffing, right? Riffing on the energy because of you. They're a little bit, I feel like it's feedbacking off the 3 Swords. It's feedbacking off Temperance. I think this person's probably it's not, I don't get that it's feedbacking off the Lovers, but my eye keeps going to the Lovers. So okay, it works. It fits with the energy that's here. You know, I'm just being honest with you. It's not really feedbacking off it, but it should be. Probably because I don't think you agree. I don't think you think they're making a right choice, a good choice. I don't think you do. I want to say, so it's sort of like somebody's leaving somebody without asking you if you even want to be with them, right? Somebody's seeing you as their long-term partner, as the one they're supposed to be with. But hell, if they've talked to you about it. And again, that's sort of what I had to say about this in line with all of this. Look, you're showing up. I haven't seen you in 40 years. You're showing up. You want to crash at my place. I would have called you if I wanted to talk to you. I'd have tried to track you down. You know, it takes 2 to tango is kind of the energy that's in play here. And it's not that you don't want to hear from these people. For a lot of you, this is your runner or an ex or something that you wouldn't mind hearing from. I just think there's this big energy if somebody's missing the point or somebody's intruding on your life in such a way with the message that they have for you that it causes you to have to make concessions. It causes you to have to make some changes. Changes that cause a disruption in your life in some way. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Pisces, position 12, always read with 1 and 5. It's the end of our story, so there's a lot of, the corners really matter here in a big way. But this one can be a bit of a wild card in that respect. But these three, by default, we're definitely tied to 4 of Wands. So we got 4 of Wands, Queen of Swords, and Temperance already. And a Wheel of Fortune. That's huge. That's a huge set of cards. Imagine I said, and Pisces, position 12, Wheel of Fortune, 4 of Wands, Queen of Swords, and Temperance. Those are your main energies. And by the way, this is feedbacking off the lovers. Wow. And this is, unlike this 45-degree difference, this is 180. Somebody is convinced of something about you. And so it ties a little bit to what I said here. It could be a relationship. It could be that you love them or want to marry. I don't know. But I think what you think they're going to say is different. I need you. You got communication coming, I would say. We'll see what happens tomorrow in the weekly reading. We ask what actions they're going to take. But I would advise you to not have any expectations. If you figured out who this might be, I know what they're going to say, Steve. I don't think you do. The universe is warning you're off. Your energies are off from each other. You're 180 degrees off. You're in FM radio, they're in AM radio. Or vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, you're never going to find their channel looking for it on your wavelength. All right? That's all I'm saying. That's interesting. Somebody wants to change things with you. They got something to say to do that. It might sound a little harsh. It's coming from a good place. All right? But it might cause you, again, you guys showed up here with the 3 of Swords. It might cause you to feel a little, ooh, that hurt. That stung. Right? A little bit. All right. 3 cards and a bottom card. Let's have the universe add all this up. Add it up. Let's see where we go. It's going to make a very interesting weekly reading tomorrow. Let me tell you what. What the hell? Oh, man. I'm going to need a Snicker bar for that one. All right, let's see where we go. 3 cards and a bottom card. Add it up. What are they thinking and feeling? That's it. Can't shuffle anymore. Bottom of the deck. Queen of Cups. My Desert Queen. Been coming up a lot lately. Here we go. 8 Swords. Not surprising. 8 Cups. And the Hangman. Can I just paraphrase this? Please. This is really simple. And it ties to the reading perfectly. It's an energy of somebody who thinks they've figured out something and they're way fucking off. And again, they're figuring it out all in an enclosed, nothing exists in isolation. They figured something out in isolation. They're heading towards what they think are 9 cups without even looking at the fucking map. I think they're completely off. Everybody's got somebody attached to them that's a little bit off, and it causes some kind of disruption to you because of it. So they all want to tell you something, but what they tell you causes you to make adjustments that you don't necessarily want to make or are inconvenient to make. Tearing down that clog dancing stage in your spare room, that's going to be a pain, you got to get the tools out. You may need to call somebody to help you. Fuck, right? That's what I got here. Tomorrow in the weekly reading, we do the same thing, but we clarify and we ask what actions they're going to take based on this context. All right? All right, there we go. That's your reading. Don't be immature. All right? No, I'm just kidding. That's your reading. Good luck.